Hello and welcome to another Shelley Savings video. In this video today we're actually going to make my tomato relish. It's not actually my tomato relish, it would be Grandma Lane's tomato relish. This would be my grandmother-in-law's recipe, which I think she also got from her mother, so it's over 100 years old. And this is the tomato relish that I give away at Christmas that I spoke about in my Christmas video as a present to people. The best time I find is around October to start making it, because that way it's all bottled, ready to give away at Christmas. You're not rushing at Christmas to do it. So, like I promised, I thought I'd do a video and show you how to make this delicious tomato relish. It's great on hamburgers, ham sandwiches. I use it as a topping on meatloaf and cooking. It is fantastic. So the ingredients you're going to need is 2.7 kilos of tomatoes sliced, which I've already done, along with 0.9 kilos of sliced onion, which I've got in this lovely bowl. You're also going to need 0.9 of the sugar, as well as, and this is important, you need 2 tablespoons of curry powder and 2 tablespoons of mustard, and they must be the Cayenne's brand. We've tried it with other different brands and you just don't get the same flavour and taste, so it has to be Cayenne's. You'll need salt, cayenne pepper, as well as some vinegar. With the vinegar, there's not an exact amount. When we fill it up, it's kind of like you just barely fill the onion and tomatoes in the pot. So I'll show you that when I get around to it. So now that I've already sliced my tomatoes and onion, and I actually use a little multi-cooker when I do my relish, but you can easily do this on your stove top. It just has to be able to simmer for 3 hours. So now that I've got my tomato and onion already in here, the first thing to do is salt them. The old recipe said a couple of handfuls, so you know, back then they didn't have a whole heap. I've kind of gone with around 2 tablespoons there. So once you've got your salt in there, you are then going to be adding in your sugar, as well as your cayenne pepper now, which is half a teaspoon. Now these don't get added right away, so do place your mustard and curry to the side. Once I've added my sugar, I do like to try and mix it a little bit in before I add my vinegar. Now with the vinegar, like I said, it's not an exact science. Usually it's around 800 ml or so. And that's about as much as I'd want to add of my vinegar when I talk about barely covered. So as you can see, it's only very barely covered. I probably only used a little under half a litre really, so I've probably got plenty there for my next batch. So now I've got that in there. The only ingredients left is the curry powder and the mustard powder, which we leave out. And now you're going to bring it up to a big boil to start with. So we'll get that started. So my relish is now all boiled up. I've let it boil just for a couple of minutes. As you can see, it becomes quite liquidy, so that's why you don't need to add right over the top with that vinegar. I'm now going to add my curry powder and my mustard powder, 2 tablespoons of each. Give it a little mix in. And now you'll want to lower the heat. You just want it to go on a slow simmer for about 3 hours. Do keep an eye on it, especially if you're using it on the stove, because you don't want to burn the bottom. And just let it do a slow simmer for that 3 hours, and then we'll bottle it up. Okay, so I've got a bit about 10 minutes or under to go, and this has been simmering away for 3 hours. And as you can see, it's actually come down quite a lot in the pot as it's simmered away. A lot of the liquid has evaporated off. It's still a little bit runnier than I like. So this is where you can then add plain flour or corn flour. So I've actually done corn flour today, but you can use plain flour if you don't have corn flour. A couple little dessert spoons. I like to mix it with water so it's nice and runny. And then it's a matter of, as you're mixing, slowly enter it in because you don't want it to cause any lumps. Now give it a couple of minutes to go in, and this will help thicken up your tomato relish and get it all ready to bottle. Over here I have my bottles already. I've actually got a lot of large ones because this batch is going to be for me and my family. But I also use little ones to do up Christmas batches. When it comes to preparing your jars, everyone can be different. There's two different points. The main one that people will stick with is sterilising the jars in boiling water for about 5 minutes and then pulling them out. However, in the last few years, I've heard a lot who have said as long as it's gone through a hot dishwasher, that's enough to sterilise them. I'll leave that up to you. You can make those choices on how you want to sterilise your jars. And then we'll come back to this in about 5 minutes and we'll bottle it. Now I've left this for about 5 minutes and got the cornflour, and now it's kind of, you don't want it too thick, you still want a little bit of runniness, but it'll just seem not so liquid like water, which is what you want. Remember, as it cools, it will gelatin up more as well, so you don't want it completely thick right now. Now when it comes to bottling, it is as easy as a soup ladle into a jar. If you're lucky, I actually have a jar filler, which makes it a lot easier and gets rid of most of those messes. You can pick them up from places like Big W, you can order them online, and if you're going to be doing a lot of bottling, I highly recommend them. I absolutely love it. Okay, you don't want to fill right to the very top. You do want to have a little gap for it to aerate, and you don't want to put the lid on absolutely hard, just nice and tight, and there it is. And that's your nice jar of relish. Now as for sealing, my father-in-law will just leave these, and as they cool, the seals will pop down, so your lids will actually bend down and tell you to have a seal. Otherwise, sometimes what I do is I have a pot of water and I will boil them for about 10, 15, 20 minutes in there, then take them out, and as they cool, they'll seal. If you get any that don't seal, don't fret. Just put them straight into the fridge and they'll be the first ones that you use. And then make sure you get new lids or seals for those jars if they're reusable. Otherwise, that's it. You just let them cool and you've got some delicious tomato relish to have with your next meatloaf, hamburger, tomato, cheese and ham sandwich. Well, thank you for watching my Shelley Savings video on how to make Grandma Lane's tomato relish. So why not make some for this Christmas to give away as gifts, or just make for your home to eat at home and have some delicious homemade old-fashioned tomato relish. If you'd like to see more videos by me at Shelley Savings, just hit the subscribe button down below as well as the bell so you'll get a notification when I place a new video online. And thank you for watching Shelley Savings. Why not get cooking for Christmas today?